Watch Dogs demon. Martin Schüst här, han kommer att spela vår PS4-bild. Det är fortfarande en alfa-bild, så vi får se hur det går. Mitt namn är Lars Bunde. Jag är egentligen dansk, det är därför jag pratar lite skandinaviskt eller något. Jag jobbar i Montreal, jag är cinematic lead på Watch Dogs och har jobbat på spelet i typ 2,5 år. Så jag kommer till att presentera spelet medan Martin berättar och spelar igenom det. Är du klar? Jag kör på. Jag kommer att ta det på engelska också så ni förstår vad jag säger. Ja, sådär. Ja, det blir bra. Here are we in the wards. It's one of the low-income districts of Chicago. It's one of many districts of Chicago, actually. What you'll notice here is that the flavor is unique to this area. They have their own type of cars, and the people that live there are unique to this area. We'll go to another area a little bit later on that Martin will show you. But right now, you'll notice that there's all these X's around people's heads. So this means that the big powers of Aiden Pierce cannot be unleashed. Martin cannot actually profile people and listen into the conversations and such. This is because he actually hasn't unlocked the central operating system in this area. The corporation called Loon, they've installed a central operating system called CTOS in Chicago to manage subways and traffic and all this stuff. Also cell phone communication. And you can see everything has been blocked off. Now we need to unlock the central operating system's hub, and it's marked here on the map in the red. So let's see if we can get close and check out what's going to happen. Pick up a drink of this guy, or not exactly the most friendly security guard, so obviously Martin can't just like waltz in there, so let's see what we can find out by hacking into the cameras. Everything within the CTOS Central itself you can still hack into, everything outside you can't, and that's what we're going to try and unlock. You'll see that Martin can look around and profile the guards and they aren't actually tagged, and it seems like the Bloom Corporation is actually hiring some kind of shady guys to work for them. And this guy, he has some information on him? Well, we'll try and see if we can actually find the access code to the server so we can plant the virus. Oh, there we go. Let's get that from him. Now, once we have the code, Martin just needs to find a way in and see where the server is. He can do that in any way he wants to, really. He could do that by hacking. He can go guns blazing, or we can also kind of enter stealth-wise. I'll leave it up to Martin to what he wants to do. You'll notice that right now Aiden Pierce, our main character, is staying low because he's not been detected, so he's staying out of sight. And this is, of course, automatic. One thing that I want to mention is this is a systemic demo. It's not an actual mission, it's just literally a cross-section of you free roaming in the city. And it's just Martin doing what he wants to do. As you can see, we can use the environment to actually distract the guards. Nice takedown, quiet. So yeah, it seems like Martin is actually interested in doing this the quiet way. Well, he does have a few weapons with him. Here we have an improvised explosive device, so maybe he does want to go out with a big bang. As I mentioned, there's many things in the environment that you can hack onto. Maybe Martin can get on top of the roof via the lift here and hack into that. What hacking also allows you to do is actually create your own dynamic covers and manipulate the world to your advantage. Surprise, surprise. So not really as quiet as I thought he wanted to do. What you see here is the focus mode. It's the ability to slow down time just a little bit. We have so many different features that we want to make sure that you can actually manage them all when you're driving, that you can hack and actually gain a little bit of an advantage over everybody else. This is important to make sure that you actually, the player remains in control, especially when things goes a little bit fast. Let's see if we can gain access to the server and actually plant the virus. There we go. We've now planted the virus and we've gained access to the wards, and you can see that it's unlocked here. And you'll see some of the other sections are still blocked off because we haven't unlocked those yet. But we will take you to one of the other sections in a little bit. Now, unlocking the C2S, what does that mean? I mentioned before the phone calls, the text messages, and all that stuff that we can hack into now. And you'll see that Martin can actually do that. Another thing it gives you is actually a crime detection system based on real-world technology that has been used in the US. We can actually, via the cameras, the C2S system picks up on profiling of people, and it matches the profile of certain people against other people in the same area, and it can potentially detect a crime. Let's see if we can find an attacker or a possible victim. See what Patricia will stumble into. Yeah, you're not being very suspicious there, are you? I didn't know he was into following girls around. But... Now again, this is just a systemic thing that happens in the city, and you can choose to interact with it, or you can choose to not to do anything. Let's see what happens though. Let's see if Martin wants to do something. Oh, he almost got it. Now, again, this can trigger anything kind of things. It can trigger a gunfight. It can trigger a running chase. If there's cars around, we can actually also get a car chase triggered. I think he's actually making a run for a car. So Martin wants to do a little bit of car chase. Now, if Martin would have done it any different, he would have shot the tire off the car, and the AI would not have fled. He would literally have gotten out of the car, and there would have been a gunfight. So. That's another thing that the access of C2S gives you. It's actually control of traffic lights like you've seen before, and also the bollards like this one that Martin used to take him down. This was a non-lethal takedown, which is the best for his reputation that you can see popping up. Reputation is really essential to us in Watchdogs because everything you do needs to have some kind of repercussion. Out in the world, if you shoot somebody, there needs to be a repercussion, and your reputation will actually be influenced by that. The world will react to what you do. Not only just the civilians that could call the police, but it could also be the media and the press that will pick up on it and actually do broadcasts on you. But of course, if you do things like hacking and nobody notices it, it's more up to your own moral choice. Now we're heading into a new district. It's called the Loop. It's pretty much the historic section of Chicago. We have a lot of landmarks from Chicago. Can you go up to the pedestrian square? There's another thing I want to show you. One thing that Bloom does, which is the corporation behind the C2S, it's not only just managing traffic and trying to run a more efficient city, but they actually provide free Wi-Fi to the citizens of Chicago. But as you all might know, free Wi-Fi is not necessarily the most secure networks. And for a hacker like Nathan Pierce, this is pretty much a playground. I think there's a Wi-Fi up here. Yeah, there you go. Now what you can do is actually you can hack into these systems and see what's on the other end. So with the profiler on, you can actually trace the routers, and we need to connect them together and then see what Martin will find. And he can do that by going from camera to camera. Now, this is going to trigger what we call a privacy invasion. There's a ton of them spread around the city with different outcomes. As you can see here, Martin has hacked into a laptop of what sounds like an unsuspecting mother with her crying baby. And she's actually been unfortunate enough to leave her cell phone on the table with bank information. And we can choose to hack into it or not. I know that Martin, he would hack it right away, but I want to make sure that, I want to check with you guys if we need to hack her money or not. We should hack?
Yeah.
Hack it? There's not much moral scruples here. So okay, we hack it. The poor mother with her little baby. Now we gain access to her bank account. And that I saw an ATM a little bit earlier, so we can actually go into the ATM and we can take out some money from her account. Now, this is more up to your own moral integrity because nobody really saw this. So there's no direct repercussion because of that. It's more what you want to do. So there we go. Now, I mentioned about the profile and all the stuff that it means since it's unlocked here in the wards, in the loop, is that we can actually profile people. We can listen in on cell phone calls, text messages, and stuff like that. So let's try and hack one of these guys. Because this sounds a little bit more serious. Okay, well, we can actually choose to intervene with this. This is something that happens around the city, I think. This could be a potential crime. There you go. So it actually pops up in the map and you see the blue triangle, and this gives you an indication of where the possible crime will happen. But I think we need some guns before we go there, so let's go to the gun store. This one, yeah, exactly. Now, I mentioned before when we went into the C2S that we can do a lot of things like doing it stealth and do a lot of hacking, but if people do want to play with guns, we do want to offer that opportunity as well. So it's important to make sure that we show the arsenal of the guns that we have. And this is going to be a little bit of a section of the various weapons we have. So you see we have everything from like regular guns, like pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles. I think we have some everyday weapons, like Martin calls them, like grenade launchers, like that. Let's pick up a few rounds. Okay, so as you see here, there's repercussions, as I mentioned earlier, to what you do in the city. The news is broadcasting about you. Not necessarily good or bad, it's just stuff that you've done. And for this reason, the gun store owner chose to trigger the alarm. Now there's a C2S search going on for you. You see the yellow circle filling up. Once that fills up, it triggers a police chase. So now the police is going to try and take Martin down. Let's see how good he is at evading the cops. Again, remember, we have access to traffic lights, we have access to bridges like you've seen before, bollards. There are, of course, there's other things to come as well. So now you saw that it turned into a yellow search like at the bottom, and they're searching in a certain area. And Martin just needs to try and evade that for long enough and not get caught by the cops again, and he would have successfully evaded the cops. We can maybe turn up across the bridge. He's driving extra nice. Okay. This is not one of the bridges we can hack, but there are other bridges in the world that we can actually hack. So, but Martin managed to escape the hunt, and he's now safe from the police again. In the coming months, we definitely have a lot more to show from Watch Dogs, so I hope you like the demo, and I look forward to showing you more soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. We'll have some t-shirts we're going to hand out from up here, and you can also sign up for our game, Watch Dogs Prospects, which will be a mobile game we'll have close to release. So sign up, you can win a PlayStation 4, and have fun at GameX. Thank you.